Hello, and we are back. We're going to be looking at a couple things today. We're going to be looking at the gradient, finding the gradient or slope of a line going through 2 points, and then in a little bit we're going to be finding the equation of a line going through 2 points. So first we need to be able to find the gradient of a line going through 2 points. Let's say that I had these 2 points. Let's say I had 4, 9 and 2, 15. Okay, I'm going to maybe try to make that a little thinner. These 2 points. Now, remember that this is the x and this is the y, x and y, okay? So remember that gradient means the number, the difference in the y over the difference in the x, okay? It's the change in y over the change in x. That's what gradient means, okay? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to figuring out the change in the y's, okay? So in this case, the change in between 9 and 15, right? So it's going to be 9 minus 15, okay? It's the distance between these two. It's the change in y, so it's the distance between 9 and 15. And then we're going to find the change in x, right? That's going to be the distance between 4 and 2, okay? So if you look at it, 9 minus 15, negative 6, 4 minus 2, 2, so we have negative 3. Okay, so that's the gradient going through those 2 points. All right, we're going to label it M. I don't know why it's M, but we're going to label it M. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. I'll show you where we use that as M in a little bit. Okay, so I want you to try one. Okay, you're going to try one. You're going to find the gradient between negative 3, 5, and 6, negative 10. Go ahead and pause the video and try to find the gradient between these 2 points. Be careful with the negatives, okay? Go ahead and pause it now. Okay, check your work here. I did the y minus y over x minus x. Here is the work, and here's your answer right there. Okay, we're going to try one more. Okay, notice minus and negative, by the way, is plus. We're going to try one more here. Okay, I'll leave that up there as an example. Go ahead and try to find the gradient between negative 9, negative 11, and 4, negative 14. Oops. There we go. Okay, go ahead and pause right now and find the gradient between these two. Pause now. Okay, there is the work and the answer. Okay, now we're going to move on to how to find the equation of a line given a point and a slope or 2 points, a point and a gradient or 2 points. All right, so finding the equation of a line going through 2 points. So let's say we have 2 points. We'll go with 5, 2 and 6, 4. All right, so the first step of finding the equation, okay, is you need to find the gradient, okay, or slope, right? So that's of course going to be y minus y over x minus x, right? So in this case, it is 2, all right, and that's what our m equals 2. Now, the second step, we use what I like to call the fancy-dancy magic formula when it comes to linear equations, and that is y equals mx plus c. You also may hear it mx plus b. It doesn't matter what this letter is, okay? But it does matter what it represents. The m represents the gradient, or the slope, right? And the c represents the y-intercept. Okay, so what you do is you plug in everything you know into y equals mx plus c. Okay? So remember, what we do is we pick one of the 2 points. It doesn't matter which one we pick. We pick one of the two. This is x and this is y. I'm going to go ahead and pick this point. So I have y equals mx plus c. My y, remember, is 2. My m I figured out. That's also 2. My x is right here. That's 5. I don't know the c. So what we have to do is solve for c. Okay, so here I have 2 equals 10 plus c. So c is negative 10 in this case. Okay, now that's actually not my answer. That's the y-intercept. But I need to find the equation. So then what I do is I have to write the equation. Y equals, I plug in my 2, and I plug in my c. Oops, it's not plus, it is in fact minus. So it's minus 10. Okay, and there's that thick pen again. So y equals 2x minus 10 is my equation. Okay? So I find the gradient, and then I plug in everything I know to y equals mx plus c, solve for c, and then I write the equation. Don't forget that last step. You have to write the equation. Alrighty? So go ahead and you try one. Okay? In fact, why don't you try 2? Try one where I give you the gradient, and I give you the point. In this case, you don't have to find the gradient first. I already give it to you. Also another one where I just give you the 2 points. Okay? So you're finding the equation that with this gradient going through this point. Second problem, that'll be number 1, this will be number 2. Second problem, you're finding the linear equation that goes through these 2 points, okay? Go ahead and pause right now and solve these 2 problems, and then check back, push play to check your work. Pause it now. Okay, and we're back. So I showed the work here, and I have this answer here. For this other one, I found the gradient, plugged it back in, and have this equation here. Notice that I picked the first point, but you could pick the second point. You'd actually get the same answer. So I hope that's helpful in you being able to find the gradient between 2 points and finding the equation of a line given 2 points, and we will see you next time. Toodles. Oops.